Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I want to start off by saying that any and all thoughts and opinions are just that, thoughts and opinions. In no way am I sharing professional advice when it comes to physical and mental health. These videos are simply for fun and to provide my thoughts on the topic. Do not send any hate to anyone I talk about, and please be kind in the comments. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. We're going to get back to more Amberlynn and Reid content today. Just a quick heads up, this is going to be part 5 of the drunk live stream. Hopefully there's only going to be 2 more parts, and I'm going to make them a little bit longer so that way we can get through the last 2 and then I can move on to other stuff like food and beauty and more live streams from Amber. Yay! But let's just get into it so I'm not wasting you guys' time.
Wait, I hurt Brittany's feelers. I feel bad. Hold on. Oh my god. What did I do? I landed myself in a mess and
I do understand the alcohol might be affecting her brain and how she thinks right now, and she's processing how the situation is going, but how can she really say she feels bad when it was Amber's, choice to continue the relationship after she found out that Erica was married and still together, after Brittany asked her not to contact Erica again, and after Erica called her out a 3rd time, she still really tried to continue the relationship after that. So, I mean, you crossed the boundary 3 separate occasions, and yet you still try to go for her a 4th time, essentially. So, do you really feel bad, or are you just saying that to make yourself feel more moral?
I'm happy. I have moments where I'm like really not happy. Like, let's be so fucking real. Lately, time has been hard. Times have been hard. But when I take away all of like the internet bullshit, like I'm genuinely like happy with Tommy, and I just like I don't know what to tell you guys. Like you're gonna just see it. I don't know what to tell you.
Which begs the question, Amber, why are you unhappy when you are not in a relationship? Because it's like, it doesn't make sense that your self-worth and your happiness is equated to the people that you date. You should be okay with being alone, because otherwise you're going to become codependent on your partner. And if you do that, then you're placing too much emotional burden on your partner and expecting them to really pick it up for you. You shouldn't be making your self-worth their problem. You shouldn't be making your happiness their problem. You should be making your happiness and your self-worth your problem to fix, so that way you can actually be a better partner for them. Because if you become emotionally dependent on your partner, they're going to be struggling. They're going to be suffocating. They're going to be wishing they were in another relationship or single altogether. It might not be now, it might not be a week from now, it might be not years from now, but there is going to come a time where your partner is just done with your shit, and they're either going to toss you aside or they're going to do what you do and seek validation from somewhere else because you're not giving them the emotional support they need. And I'm not justifying cheating, I'm simply saying the reality of the situation. 3 things will typically only ever happen. 1, they're either going to become a husk of their former self and either end the relationship, seek validation outside the relationship, or they're going to make that relationship the most miserable experience the 2 of you could possibly have with one another. So either pick one of those 3 or work on yourself. Really comes down to.
Bro, Brittany isn't the victim. She started it. Hello. I also see that theory. I do. Not me theorizing over something I went through. I do see that, but like it's also my fault as well because like I did figure out that they were like in a real marriage like a month and a half before we actually broke up.
I pretty much have the same agreement with everyone else, in which I don't agree that Brittany or Erica are victims, because they're not. They created the catfish, they created the situation, and everything that happened was really their own fault. Like Brittany, you knew your partner cheated on you twice before, and you still continue the relationship, knowing full well that your partner was eventually going to cheat on you again. On top of that, you literally set your partner up with Amber, one of the biggest manipulators in pretty much just this side of YouTube. And I don't want to be rude, but if you're going to place yourself from 1st position to 2nd position to 3rd position to the 4th position now, because you were picked last 3 times in a row, you're now in 4th position, and you continue that relationship, when you inevitably get cheated on again and get placed in the 5th position, that is your own fault. Like, if you know that your partner has a history of cheating and your partner is going to continue to cheat on you, that is your own fault. You're not a victim. You choose to have no self-worth and no self-respect. That's completely on you, girl. And Erica, sweetheart, stop dating manipulators. That easy. You're not a victim when you chose to be in the relationship knowing full well that you watched this woman for 4 years, knowing everything that she has done to all of her exes. Like, you watched her and you're like, I want that. And you got literally, you essentially sticked your hand in a cage with a snake knowing full well the snake was going to bite you, and you got bitten, and now you're crying that you got bitten. Like, did you not think that was going to ever happen?
My last piece of advice, Amber, do what you say and get off the internet. It'll do you a favor so you don't feel fires unless that's the real addiction. I'm fine. Damn, did I drink a little bit?
All right, so there's something that I find genuinely funny about this situation, and I want you guys just to take notice every single time she takes a drink. Like, almost every single time throughout this entire live stream, what she does is, if she gets a question or a comment or like a response to her that she doesn't know how to respond to or formulate a comeback to, what she'll do is she'll stop halfway through, or like just stop at the beginning of the like her response to the comment, and she'll take a drink. And essentially, that's a way of avoiding the question, so that way more questions can appear and she can pick another one and just move on. She doesn't know how to formulate a response because the person was right on the mark. Amber's addicted to the attention and the drama she's getting, and she doesn't really doesn't want to leave. She says she wants to leave YouTube. She hates the drama. She hates this, but secretly she loves it, and we all know this. So she's going to take a drink, and she's going to make it sort of look not so obvious, but in her act of trying to make it not look obvious, she makes it completely obvious, because that's every single time she takes a drink, it's because she's avoiding a question. And it's funny to me because she tries so hard to make it look not obvious, and it is just horrible acting. Like, dear tier acting right here, and it's just funny because I can't help but laugh every single time I see it.
Why do you hate wasabi? Oh my god, I love wasabi with every part of me. So did you and Tommy break up and get back together? That's pretty much what went down. Like, we really thought that like it was because it was just a lot, and it was heavy, and it was false information, and like people were saying the most hurtful things in the world that like weren't true.
All right, I'm going to say something, and it's going to deviate from Amber just a little bit, but I just want to address the first two things with Amber. First and foremost, you did lie because you said that you did break up, which you didn't, so stop lying about that. Two, if Emily is going to do a certain thing, regardless whether it's for money or for the attraction itself, she is going to get that label. That's completely on her. She chose to be in that type of attraction. That's her own fault whatsoever. Now, there are some people that are going to judge others for having a certain attraction or a certain profession with intimate acts, and I don't necessarily care about those things, but if you willingly do those things knowing full well that it's not considered normal or appropriate or just really moral in society, then you have to deal with the consequences of having those labels. A lot of women go into a certain profession, thinking that it's going to be fine. They're going to get a little bit of money. It's going to be quick, easy work, and they can just move on with their lives. No, it's not. You will always have that type of label on you, no matter how far you change. And you can change to be the complete opposite. You could be a celibate nun for the rest of your life, and people are going to only see you for that one thing. Is that fair? No, it is not. Is it right for people to call you certain names? No, it is not. But when you go into that profession, you know full well the stigma in society. So you can't really complain about being a victim of a certain situation, in that you were put in that situation when you actively go into that profession. And I hate when people get treated like that, because it's a sad thing to see. But at the end of the day, if the money is worth it for you while you were doing it, then the money has to be worth it when you were out of the profession and you were trying to change to be better, because you chose to do that at the end of the day. Is it right for people to treat you like that again? No, it isn't. But that is how society is. I'm sorry, but you had to take the bad with the good. That's just how it is, unfortunately.
Can you explain how it's false info? Because she's not a feeder. That's that.
No, Amber, you misspoke. What you mean to say is that she is not attracted to the attraction of feederism. What she is attracted to is monetizing her partner's death for money in order to actually get value out of the relationship, which in everyone's eyes, or most people's eyes, is worse. So stop trying to defend your partner, because you're making the situation worse. Can you guys imagine Amber defending someone? Like, straight up, Lawyer Lynn would be friggin' hilarious. Have her waddle out in the middle of the courtroom, give her closing statement, and have like Amber give this like full speech with her chest being like, see, my client didn't murder this person because they wanted to. They did it because for monetary gain. So therefore, everyone else is lying on them and they are innocent. And then having everyone in the courtroom just stare her down like she's just batshit crazy. I would love to see that as a TV show or something like that. That'd just be hilarious to me.
I don't know how else to explain that. Did they really mess up your order, chips instead of an apple? Yes, they did. They really did. I'm not lying. Is this hectic?
I am so goddamn sick of hearing that goddamn line. I've seen so many of those TikToks. I don't even have TikTok. I'll be on Instagram and I'll just be scrolling along. I'll be watching cute little cat pictures, awesome comic book references, some tattoos, some sick stuff, and then I'll see Amber's face appear on my screen. And after the shock and horror, I'm sick of hearing that chips and an apple goddamn thing. I've heard it 100 times now, and I don't even have goddamn TikTok. It is so goddamn annoying at this point. Just move on from the stupid ass joke.
The pics were because they were trying to make money because they were long distance, because it's really expensive to constantly like visit each other. So they were like, okay, let's do this as a way to make money. And it makes sense. Yeah, flights and stuff like add up a lot. And
that makes sense to you. I want you guys just to reiterate that just one more time. That makes sense to you. The person who was 1,000 pounds, bedbound, not able to walk, barely able to breathe, was struggling to live, and is no longer alive, eating food for monetary gain made sense to you, to your partner, and to your partner's partner who is no longer alive. That makes sense. Not getting a job, not getting a second job, not getting a third job if necessary, or making a hobby that can make you some sort of money, or doing something, any other circumstance that could make you money in order to fly out. Eating on camera for the 1,000-pound woman who was bedbound and not able to walk. I am genuinely stunned at that statement. I'm just going to leave it here. I'm not going to say anything else because I know I'm going to go on a rant. That is ridiculous.
I saw proof. I've seen proof of it all. Like, I understand where you guys are coming from. Like, I'm not going to sit here and like deny that. Like, when you see something like that, you're like, I get it. I get it. And it doesn't have to fully make sense to you guys, and that's okay, but you guys will see that for yourself. And I think that's all that matters. Like, I'm an adult, make my own decisions. And I know that Tommy is a really fucking amazing person who genuinely makes me happy. And yeah, like, it feels good to be like loved in that way. Like someone who like isn't ashamed of you, and someone who like loves your like heart, like just so strongly. Like, that feels amazing. So yeah.
It feels good until it no longer feels good, Amber, because you were 500 pounds, and regardless of what you say, I was taller, I am taller than you, I am a man, I was 312 pounds. I was essentially where you were when you first started YouTube. I was in horrendous amount of pain. I still have permanent damage because I was obese for so long. There is no way in hell that you are not suffering, that you are not in pain. I don't care what anyone says. You're 5 foot, 5'1", whatever. It keeps going up and down for some reason. You go from 5 foot to 5'4". Doesn't matter. At 500 pounds, nearly 600 pounds, there is no way in hell you are not hurting. Can you imagine being in a relationship with a feeder who's going to cause you to go up? And again, doesn't matter if she has an attraction, it doesn't matter if she was doing it for money, she's still engaged in that behavior. What happens when you go to 600 pounds, 700 pounds, 800 pounds, if you even make it that far? Because that woman was lucky to make it to 1,000 pounds. Most people don't make it to half of what she is before they croak. She was a miracle. Because most people don't make it to that far. You probably won't make it to that far. Hell, you probably won't last as long as you have right now if it wasn't for the people who helped you, like Beck. So, hearing you say that you're happy and that that's all that really matters is wild, because you don't understand you could literally die at any time. Like, at any moment. You could drop goddamn dead. You can go to sleep right now and not wake up in the morning. That is how terrifying of circumstance that you are currently in. And yet you think that it's going to be better with someone like that in your life.
Um, show Twinkie. Okay, we can do that again. If you guys see a leg, I'm sorry. This is the baby Gurl.
Also, Amber, just leave the goddamn dog alone. It's an elderly dog. It needs to sleep. It's in the middle of the night. Stop waking it up. It doesn't need your crap. Leave it alone.
You could feel the genuine connection through the screen. Oh my god, you have no fucking idea. Like, it was like, is this like magic? Like, I was, yeah, I'm telling you guys, it was on fire. Like, it was great. So, so I want you to be happy. Thank you.
You guys want to know what I just thought about? Like, think about this for a second, right? Amber probably grew up with like the Disney tale, like romance. Like, she wants the Snow White. She wants like the Prince Charming and the Prince Eric, and you know that type of relationship. Like, she wants to be the Cinderella in the story. Her relationships aren't like that. It's more so her relationships are Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Like, think about it. She doesn't have a Prince Charming. She's had seven different dwarfs. She's had Destiny, Beck. She's had Crystal, Casey, Wifey, and now she's going on to Emily. She is the 600-pound Snow White, except she doesn't have a Prince Charming at the end of the story. She just has seven failed relationships.
It's so crazy that people are like, yes, that's love bombing. That's sad. Like, what type of relationships have you been in where like you didn't feel like, if you've been in a relationship where you didn't feel like loved and like cared for and stuff, like that's weird. Just because someone feels like loved and cared for and they respect you, etc., like that's not love bombing. That's kind of scary, actually.
Amber doesn't understand because she just doesn't have the capacity to understand. You don't feel that type of security and love in a relationship in the first month of knowing someone only online. That's something you build over time. Like, you have to build that years in advance, really, to actually get to that point in which you feel that. You don't feel that with a random stranger. And if you feel comfortable with a random stranger, it is love bombing, or you are incredibly gullible, in which stop meeting random strangers online because you're one Edward Gein away from someone running around with your face as a mask.
Just you guys, literally, I'm 33. Just let me live my life. Like, literally, that's all I'm requesting. And you guys get to watch it. Just be entertained by it. Like, just watch me live my life. Like,
Yes, Amber, we all get that you're 33. That doesn't excuse the point that you're being love bombed. And you can say you're 33 all the time. And you said this back when you were younger too. I was reading the FM questions, Ask FM questions, and you said yourself that age is not experience because experience comes with situations. You said yourself that very thing. And that is very truthful. You could be a very sheltered person and live an entirely sheltered life for your entire life. And you could be someone who is very young, who's had to grow up really fast. You keep saying you're 33. I got friends who are close to their late 30s, early 40s. They have done some incredibly stupid shit. And just because they are older than me does not mean that I would ever put myself in that position, because I look at that situation that they were in and I told them myself, no, and they still did it. So you being 33 does not change the fact that you're being love bombed. Stop bringing that up.
show your legs. Why do people want to see my legs? Can we actually have a genuine conversation? Like, a genuine conversation. Why do you want to see that?
Yeah, I'm with Amber on this one. People don't know boundaries or respect, and they just keep asking the same things over and over again. And even though asking to see your legs, is a troll, there are a lot of people who ask very rude and evasive questions, which, in any other circumstance, or honestly, even in this circumstance, you shouldn't be asking people those questions. Like, right now, it's just asking to see your legs, but there are other people asking to see other stuff or asking really invasive questions, and I still treat it all the same. Like, you shouldn't do it. It's not respectful. Don't do it. Even towards Amber.
Watch 600-Pound Life and minus like the I don't know what's going on, but I ain't got that. Did you smash in the rental Jeep or not?
I know this comment right here is obviously just a joke in order to elicit a reaction out of Amber, and I know that I am acting probably a little sensitive to it, but keeping in mind, nobody really should be asking these type of questions. These, like, I know it's a joke, but it's not a joke that is in good taste. And I'm also more sensitive to it because I went back and I read a lot of the questions that were asked towards Amber on Ask FM, and this was tame in comparison to a lot of the things that people asked a very young woman back then. And it just makes me wonder why some people would even cross that line invasiveness to really ask those type of questions. Like, what type of sick gratification do you get from asking people that, especially random strangers? Like, why?
No, no. I'm not gonna lie to you. That would have been fun though.
Amber, stop making me regret defending you.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay, yeah. Um, Maybe if it was a bus. Okay, why do we fat shame? Like,
I will admit that I actually laughed at that.
it's funny when people say that. Like, they're just jealous. I don't really know. I don't think that they're jealous. I don't know.
I mean, it could be partially because of the attention you get. You really put 10 minutes of work in for a week and you make money off of it. So a lot of people could be jealous of that. That being said, I think primarily it really comes down to the fact that some people are just naturally a-holes and really just like shitting on others. But those people really aren't worth your attention, and just move on with your life and just ignore them.
You should try a middle part. Well, not in this moment. Samsung or iPhone? Definitely an iPhone girly pop through and through. Am I single? No. She's buzzball to the moon. Wait, is that oh lordy shorty like for real? I don't know if that's for real, for real. I don't know if that's really him, like what are you doing? Shouldn't you be playing World of Warcraft? Type deal. I'm yoking you. I'm pulling your fucking leg. Like, you know what? You know what, Jordy? Let's have a chat. I understand, like, you're trying to make your bag and stuff, but can we cool it just a little bit? Can we cool it just a little bit? Like, it's a lot. It's been a lot. It's been hectic. I fully support, like, I fuck with reaction channels. I fully support, like, make your bag, react to me, but it's the lies, it's the rumors, it's like the harassment type deal. But like, I fully support a reaction channel, and it's taken me a minute. It's taken me a minute to get to that point to like fully like support that, you know?
No, Amber, you're not really down like that because you have done multiple things against reaction channels. You've made fun of Narcoalert's Heart Attack. You talk shit about Karina Kaboom, about Oh Lordy It's Geordie, about Zachary Michael. You've shat on Foodie Beauty, which isn't a reaction channel, but someone who has reacted to some of your content, and you've kind of done some bad things towards her too. You've copyright striked Apathetic Facts and Bottle, so that's not really the fact that you're down with them as much as you just have to accept the fact that you can't get rid of them and you have to be complacent because you don't hold power over them.
Me trying to drink like the little crumbs that are left over in the can.
Notice how she's drinking again to end the response because she doesn't really have a way of formulating a proper point she's trying to make. Also, stop saying crumbs because crumbs is a solid thing. It is for food. It would be drops, and I wouldn't recommend you do that. Drink the water that's sitting next to you because you're obviously drinking way too much in this live stream.
Mine and Erica's relationship fully narrated. Like, I have that all up in my journals, and she's trying to lie. How are you gonna lie to someone who narrated the whole fucking relationship? Like, stop your lying, stop downplaying our relationship, and get a fucking grip. Be so fucking for real right now.
Probably because there are different perspectives of the relationship. Like, people say my truth. There is no such thing as your truth or my truth. There is only the objective truth, and then there is our perspectives of the truth. And our emotions, our feelings, and where we stood in each side of the relationship is going to affect how we perceive it. And that is what a lot of people don't really understand, because a lot of people try to think as in my truth, this is how it happened. No, it's not how it happened. It's how you feel about how it happened. And sometimes people are obviously going to be more truthful than others, and some people are going to have a clearer perspective than others. But it doesn't automatically mean that one person is right and one person is wrong. It means that their view on it was different. So you have to look at the objective truth to see who was being more truthful or who was being more of the closer narrator to the actual truth because of everything that was part of the relationship itself.
I don't know what's with all this cursing. Oh my god, YouTube is gonna kick me off of YouTube. They're gonna be like, you ain't monetizing this.
Yeah, you and me both.
Why would I regret this? I'm 33. I've had a couple drinks. I'm spending time with y'all. Like, I am happy in a relationship. Like, I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders.
The reason why people are saying you're going to regret it is because the things that you are defending are not worth defending, and how you're defending them honestly makes the situation look worse.
Huh, what? I'm not reading.
I just want to paint a picture for you guys right now. I'm currently playing Liza P while I'm filming this, so I'm not really watching the video, I'm just listening to the commentary, and I stop what I do just to, like, you know, add a little bit of commentary here and there. And I wasn't watching what Amber was doing until I finished the boss fight and just looked over to see Amber duck swallowing a whole piece of goddamn jerky. Like, straight up, she wasn't even chewing. And I'm playing a horror game right now. That was the most traumatic thing I've seen all night.
Erica would show us a protein shake. I saw that shit every morning. Oh my god, it was so fun. She would add all of these like random things to her drink. I was just like, what are you doing? I don't know. She had her own thing going. Go for it. I never judged. But it was a lot of stuff.
Are you going to judge, say that you don't judge, and then follow up with another judgment? Also, I mean, I don't want to be that person, Amber, but Erica is pretty fit while you are, let's just say, well-versed in cuisine.
Who wants to see my leaked photos? Like, would you guys actually see that? Should we do like an OnlyFans?
I know that if Amber decided to release an OnlyFans, there would be so many React channels doing videos on it. Like, obviously, they wouldn't be able to show you anything, but they would be, you know, reviewing the photos and looking at the photos and videos and actually, you know, having a reaction. And all I can say is that there is not enough money in the world to get me to do that. I do not care. It could be billions, it could be trillions. I do not care. There's not enough currency in the world for that.
There's only one Amberlynn Reid. There's only one Amberlynn Reid. And that's crazy that
Society as a whole is genuinely happy at the fact that there is only one you. Like, we do not want any more Amberlynn Reids in the world. Like, we have enough troubles as is with everything currently going without having multiple copies of you running around, or waddling around at least.
that's kind of sad. I would never heard a little B type deal, type search. I would never.
Crystal, Casey, and Wifey would all like to beg to differ on that one, Amber.
I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me. Also, no, I'm actually not door dashing.
The funny thing is, I actually thought that exact same thing. I was like, is this girl really ordering food after just swallowing a bag of jerky? Because, like, what else could she be doing? Because she's definitely not answering the chat. She's not interacting with people. She's got her girlfriend on FaceTime, so what else could she really be doing other than really just ordering food?
Have I ever considered becoming a member of the Church of Scientology? What does that mean?
I left this part in here because I just thought it was funny. Like, Amber becoming a member of Scientology, which is, I don't know, that'd just be wild to me, honestly. But the fact that she doesn't understand what they meant, like, what do you not understand about becoming a member of a church? Like, it's pretty obvious what they meant.
In her schizo era, that's not okay. That is not okay right there.
We all know those fingers smell like ass and beef jerky right now. But I mean, Amber, you're going to get offended over someone calling you schizo, but you have zero problem saying delulu, as it's a cutesy little term for delusional. Isn't that rather hypocritical, don't you think?
Those fingers won't reach. What does that mean? I understand my fingers are short, but they know what they're doing.
Something that I am interested in figuring out is, if you are a lesbian with thick fingers, are you considered hung?
Hi, New Zealand. Hello. How you doing? Hi, Ice. Hello. How you doing? What if that was my whole live stream was just shout outs like this? Hi Cinnamon Roll. Hello. How you doing?
Honestly, that was pretty much the live stream era. Like, you would sit there silently while Beck was reading out a bunch of names, and then when you wanted to focus on you, what you would do is you would speak over Beck and reread the names that they have already done, specifically trying to get the focus back on you. Speaking of those live streams, I'm probably going to actually start doing some retro reacts because I'm nearly finished the drunk live streams, and then we're going to be doing the last two from Amber and the video from Alexis. I think she's got 2 more now, and once they're finished, we're going to do all the retro stuff. And I've already got all the Ask FM questions sorted out, so we've got plenty of content to make. Also, I'm going to do some more Foodie Beauty and range out to some other stuff while I'm at it.
Hi Goo. Hello. Hello Goo. Is that the ankle? Oh, I've heard about the ankle, but hello, the ankle. Hello.
I'm still actually playing the game right now, and then I heard Goo and thought of the ankle, and then sure enough, Jordan was actually in the comments, which he is hilarious, and honestly, we share a lot of common interests with like music and stuff like the horror movies and stuff like that we have. He's got a lot of really cool taste, so definitely check him out if you guys haven't actually seen him, which I'm saying that as if I have a larger channel than he does, and he's like really a nobody, which is the other way around. But honestly, Jordan is hilarious, and if you like my pettiness, you're gonna love him.
The ankle's a little mean. I'm not gonna lie, but you know what? Get your coin. Get your coin.
Oh yeah, definitely, without a doubt, he can get petty, but at the same time, I mean, I could also get petty. My anger is always directed at people who deserve it, so, I mean, it's not like I'm actively shitting on random people for no reason. Amber, she kind of deserves my annoyance. Oh, same with Foodie Beauty, she's, oh, God, that woman is a piece of work too.
I would do anything for like me and like the reaction channels to like be in the same room together. I would do it. I would fully do it. I'm not even joking.
I don't know, Amber, that sounds kind of threatening. Like, are you going to be in the same room? Are you going to try manipulating them? Or is it going to be like a Casey, Crystal type situation where you're going to start throwing hands?
They would eat you alive. I don't think so. I genuinely don't think that.
I do not care the context of the comment that was made. Do not put those two things ever in the same sentence again.
I never told Erica that Alexis gives me the ick. Like, that's a lie.
You know that's bullshit. Amber would be talking mad shit about Alexis because she's definitely the type of person who will talk mad shit about anyone and everyone to the person that she perceives that will keep her secrets the most.
The plane wouldn't go down. Y'all are hectic. Like the fat jokes, though. Now I'm scared. Would the plane go down if I'm on it? No. I'm simply 2 fat people. I'm simply 2 overweight people put together. We're going to be fine. Because if I'm 467, precisely the calculations are, I am 2 people that weigh 233.5.
I do understand the comparison she's trying to make by saying, I'm 2 halves of a person, so if I take up 2 seats in an airplane, it shouldn't really matter that much. But you took half of your body weight, which you said 200 and something pounds. I am less than 200 pounds at 5'10". And to think that I weigh less than you do, or at least half of what you do, is something that should be really concerning to you as a person. The fact that you can half your own body weight and someone who is both male and taller than you weighs less than you. And I think I'm about 89 kilos, which if I translate that to pounds, I think is just under 200. It's probably like 195 or something like that. So the fact that you've still got an extra nearly 50 pounds on me on top of that, and that's half of your weight in comparison to me, is just genuinely crazy to think about. And it's not to shit on anyone. I don't like comparing myself to make fun of someone, and I'm not even doing that right now. It's really simply to point out the reflection in which you really should be looking at in the mirror. Like the fact that someone is taller than you, half your size, and even less than that is just, it's a very just, really puts into perspective how big you are as a person. Alright guys, it's going to be the end of the live stream. We don't have anything else to really comment on except for her forgetting that she's on live stream and flirting with a girlfriend for a couple of minutes. But I don't think that's, commentary worthy. We're going to be moving on to the Alexis videos, the other 2 live streams Amber has done, and some Foodie Beauty content in the next couple videos. But hopefully we'll circle back around and do some retro content. And I haven't really much got to say other than thank you for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos. And as always, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.